Look, I understand why modern cars don't come with spare tires. They're big, they're bulky, they're heavy, and you just don't get flat tires very often. However, in the past year, I have had a flat tire, and it was very expensive because I needed to be towed to a tire shop. So, since I have a spot for a spare tire in the Veloster, I'm going to add one. I found on eBay a used Hyundai spare tire. It also came with a hold down, a jack, and a lug nut wrench. Okay, so this is the collection of spare tires and wheels that I have amassed in a couple stages of trial and error. This first one is the one that I originally bought, stupidly, because it is a 16-inch wheel, which absolutely will not fit over the Veloster N's brakes. So that one was out right away. The second spare I bought was this black alloy compact spare wheel, and it had this tire on it. It was from a Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Now, in theory, this should have worked, except for the fact that it had a 135/80/18 tire that physically would not fit in the spare tire well of the Veloster N. It was slightly too large in diameter. So that brings us to the third spare that I found, which is actually an 18-inch compact spare from a Subaru Impreza STI, which had a 135/70 tire on it. And I would have loved for this wheel to just work. However, it has this bulge in the steel rim, which meant that the trunk liner could not lay flat over top of it. Which brings us back to this guy. I ended up swapping the tire from the Subaru wheel onto the wheel from the Genesis Coupe, and finally we have a wheel tire combination that fits over the brake calipers. It's slim enough to fit under the trunk floor without it bulging up, and also it is small enough in diameter to fit inside the spare tire well. So once again, this is a 135/70/18 tire, and it is on the 18-inch alloy compact spare wheel from a Hyundai Genesis Coupe. I'm not sure if these wheels came on other vehicles, maybe in the correct tire size that we need, but all I know is this is the combination that finally worked for me. So the first step is to remove the trunk liner, and to do that I need to ditch the cargo net and feed these hooks through the little slots in the carpet. Okay. Now we can lift this up. I have to remove this foam tray because it's sitting where the spare tire will be. Here is the spare wheel and tire. You have to put it in upside down like this, or else the spare tire hold down won't be long enough to actually thread into the spare tire well floor. Just gotta snug that up, and the tire is solid. Now, there isn't a whole lot of room inside this compact spare. It's an alloy wheel, so it's a little bit thicker than a stamped steel wheel would be. So really the only things we're going to be able to hold in there are the lug nut wrench and a set of jumper cables. I have locking wheel nuts, so I'm also going to throw the adapter kit in there, as well as there'd probably be room for maybe a battery jump start pack, but your jack is not going to fit in there, unfortunately. There's not enough space in the middle here, and there's no space on the edges for the jack. It is flat, it's not protruding upwards at all into the trunk. And under my cargo net, I'm going to throw my tire pump and my jack. So just to prove that this tire combination works, I'm going to pretend like I have a flat tire. Use the scissor jack and put the donut on the front, which has the larger brake calipers. It fits.